It is a real pleasure to welcome you here today on behalf of the Red Deer Youth Homelessness Strategy Group. I am Roxana Nielsen-Stewart, and I'm a Community Development Supervisor with Social Planning. And I often get asked about my work, and of course the question comes up, do we have homeless individuals, and how many are there in Red Deer? And of course you know the answer, and the answer is yes, we do have homeless individuals in our community. And yes, we do have homeless youth. Answering the second question of how many is always more difficult. In the fall of 2012, in partnership with the Red Deer and District Community Foundation, the City of Red Deer oversaw the very first point-in-time count of homeless individuals. On the night of October 16th, 2012, this count reported that there were 279 individuals either in one of the shelters or on the street. Of that 279, 37% were youth under the age of 25. 50% of the youth homeless that night were female, so it's an even 50-50 split between male and female. The point-in-time count does not count youth that couch surf, and as you folks know, that probably would be a much higher number. So yes, we do have homeless youth here in Red Deer, and the Red Deer Youth Homeless Strategy Group would like, with your help, to do something about this issue. So again, thanks for coming out today. And I would like to introduce Sandy Purcello last, and she's also with Parkland Youth Home Society.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. What a great turnout. The Red Deer Youth Homelessness Strategy Group has a current membership of interested, this is always a game when you're 5 feet tall, interested and interesting, intelligent, and determined individuals. With two quick snapshots, I'll share with you how this group have defined and fine-tuned the definitions of who we are as a group and what our purpose is. Number one, our vision is a place where youth have a home. Beautifully clear and uncomplicated statement. Number two, our mission is to have an integrated approach to working with the entire community to address youth homelessness through prevention, early intervention, education, advocacy, housing, and supports. A longer but excellent distillation of so many important aspects, yet again into one concise statement. Now, before we get truly into the content of our day, I'd like to have you indulge me in a bit of an exercise. I'm a visual thinker, so I'm going to share that and impose that on you, actually. I'd like to invite you to walk back in time with me for a moment. In your mind's eye, back to your teen years, say 16 or 17. Have you got a visual? It can be scary. And of course, it will be a longer walk back for some of us than others. Now envision your home at the time. Large, small, quiet, noisy, city, country. Are you there? What were mornings like in your home? Sleepy, hungry, happy, moody? Did your family gather for supper? Did you talk about your day around the dinner table? How about rituals? What did it look like in your house when you were a teenager? Birthdays? What kind of celebrations occurred? Holidays, what did those events look like? And more importantly, what I would like you to do is to think about how that felt. Because there's an essence of feeling that goes with our memories. Now what I'd like you to do, keeping that younger self in your mind's eye, I want you to strip it all away. Keep your young self in the fore and take away the routine and the ritual. Take away the love and the support. Take away the kitchen, take away the bathroom, take away the walls, take away the roof, take away a warm, safe place to sleep. And there you are. Are you with me? A 16-year-old, all alone. And now with that feeling and rather somber thought in mind, let's hunker down into a day of learning and possibilities.
Good morning, my name is Tanya. I'm the Executive Director of Red Deer Native Friendship Society, and it's my honor to introduce Teresa Larson-Jonasson, who will share the prayer with us this morning. Teresa is an elder in our community and works as an elder at the Friendship Center, and I would like to present protocol and ask that she would pray for us today as a group as we do our work, and also that, that she would pray for us as the homeless strategy group, that we would continue to do good work together in a good way, and find good interesting solutions to our challenge.
Wow, looks different up here. Good morning, everybody. Really encourage you today in your important work. One of the very first teachings I got from my elder, George Goodstriker, was when he took my husband and I on as students and committed to teaching us, I think some days very little of what he knew. He said, and it was the most important teaching I got, was he said, "My girl, this way is a hard way." He goes, and when you're going to be asked to pray for people. And he goes, you're going to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. They're each going to have their own way to pray. And he said, and you need to respect that. He said, because if you don't respect the way people live their day-to-day life and what gets them through their day-to-day life, you're not respecting their life. And we have no right to do that. So I always keep that teaching in mind, and I really acknowledge him today. And I ask that I gently ask if you are able to stand today, and we'll pray together, and each of you can pray in your own way along with me. And I'm really surprised Tanya called me Teresa. She never calls me Teresa. It's quirky. So, Mikoyagin Skoyon Sikason, Natana Komoki Biski, Red Cloth Woman is what I go by. And I give thanks for the gift of this day. Give thanks for what we have, for our lives, for our families, for the air that we breathe, for the water that we drink. Thank you, Creator, for bringing us all together today. And I give thanks for this land. And I acknowledge the ones that lived here long ago and tell them that we're here to do something good today in a good way. Thank you, Creator, for this room, for this building. Bless it today. Let it be a place of learning. I ask you, Creator, to look after each and every one that sits in here today. Give us the focus, the clarity, and the willingness to sit together, learn from one another, support one another, listen to one another, go forth together. I ask you, Creator, especially to keep our youth close to your heart. Encourage them. Help them to make those good but hard decisions. I ask you, Creator, to let them find that place. Help us to get them to find that place of solace, that place of sanctuary, that place of safety, their home. All my relations, hi.
Good morning, everybody. I need to put this up just a wee bit. I'm Kim Weaver, and I'm with Child and Family Services here in Red Deer. I'm one of the managers of one of the district offices. This morning, it's a pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen Gates. But before I call him up to the mic, I just want to tell you a little bit about him, and then he will impart his great knowledge on us. So, Dr. Gates is an associate professor in the Faculty of Education, is the director of the Canadian Homelessness Research Network and the Homeless Hub. He is committed to a research agenda that foregrounds social justice and attempts to make research on homelessness relevant to policy and program development. His research on homeless youth has focused on economic strategies, health, education, legal, social issues, and more recently, he has focused his attention on policy and in particular, Canadian response to homelessness. Dr. Gates has played a leading role in knowledge dissemination in the area of homelessness. York, the university where he practices, played host to our host in 2005 to a Canadian conference on homelessness, the first research conference of its kind in Canada. In addition, York University now hosts the Canadian Homelessness Research Network and the Homeless Hub, the first comprehensive and cross-disciplinary web-based clearinghouse of homelessness research in the world. The focus of this network is to work with researchers across Canada to mobilize research so that it has a greater impact on homelessness policy and planning. Through the CHRN, Dr. Gates is publishing policy-relevant research, including the recent Canadian definition of homelessness, as well as reports such as the real cost of homelessness, can we save money by doing the right thing, can I see your ID, the policing of homelessness youth in Toronto, Family Matters. And lastly, I just want to say that Dr. Gates was one of the contributing authors to an e-book, Youth Homelessness in Canada, Implications for Policy and Practice. It is my great pleasure to call you here. Thank you.